Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel CSN IT Tutorials by Vrishali. In our previous lecture, we have discussed all the important topics of operating system with some simple examples. I have attached a complete OS playlist link in below description box. Now, in today's session, we will discuss one of the most important topic in operating system, that is paging. Let's start the session. So previously we have already discussed memory management and partitioning, that is what is contiguous memory, non-contiguous memory, then fixed size, dynamic size partition, fragmentation, then memory allocation strategies like first fit, best fit, worst fit. I have attached link of all these videos in below description box. For paging topic purpose, you must know all these concepts. So in today's session, we will discuss first quick revision on contiguous and non-contiguous memory, problem in contiguous memory allocation, then paging, some solve examples, structure of page table, why paging is necessary, and some important question bank. Now let's see all these points one by one. So first, let's take a quick revision on what exactly contiguous and non-contiguous memory allocation. See here in this particular diagram. Here in this main memory in operating system, all these processes are stored one by one. See here, first P1 process is stored, after that P2, after that P3 and after that P4. This is called as contiguous memory allocation. Every process is stored in continuous manner, right? On the opposite of that, there was a non-contiguous memory allocation. See here, first P1 process have stored, after that P5 process, P3 and again P5 process have stored. Means process 5 is scattered in this particular main memory. So this is called as non-contiguous memory allocation. So to handle non-contiguous memory effectively, for that purpose we are using the concept of paging. The first question is, what exactly paging? As we discussed earlier, in operating system, there are multiple processes. Every process required the memory for execution purpose. Like in your mobile, there are multiple applications. So every app required the memory for storing purpose as well as execution purpose. So paging is one of the memory management technique used by operating system. Paging just divide your complete memory into the small fixed size blocks. That's why they remove the external fragmentation into the system. Now let's understand paging concept in just simple manner. See here. See. Suppose this is the logical memory in your operating system. Logical memory is also called as virtual memory. Now on the other side there is a CPU. CPU want to execute the process 1. Process 1 means any process or any program in your system. Now, remember this thing. CPU is always interact with the logical memory, not a physical memory. Okay. Now see. CPU want to execute the process 1. Now this process 1 stored into the logical memory in the form of pages. So this complete logical memory divided into the fixed size partitions, and every partition is called as page, like page 1, page 2, page 3 and page 4. So there are total 4 partitions. Clear? On the another side, there was the physical memory, that is random access memory or RAM in your system. So this physical memory also divided into the fixed size partition, which is called as frames, like frame 1, frame 2, frame 3 and frame 4. Always remember this thing. Page size is exactly equal to frame size. See, suppose page 1 size is 4 KB. So frame 1 is also a 4 KB. Page size is always equal to frame size. Now, in between that, there is a page table. Page table is used for mapping purpose, or they convert logical address into the physical address. See here, page table always store the details of frame, means the particular page stored in which frame. For example, see, suppose CPU want to access the page number 3, okay, but this page number 3 currently stored into the frame 2, right? So in this way, they convert logical address into the physical address. So CPU execute page 3, but page 3 stored in the frame 2. So they fetch data from the physical memory, and this is called as paging. Now let's understand this concept in detail with example. Now see here in this particular example. Process P1 required the 12 KB memory for execution. Next, page size is given, that is P equal to 4 KB. It means that, as we discussed earlier, logical memory divided into the fixed size partition, and every partitions they store the data in the form of pages. So the size of every page is 4 KB. Now you have to calculate how many pages have generated in logical memory. So the formula is total pages equal to P1 memory, that is 12 KB, divided by page size. So 12 divided by 4 equal to 3, means CPU generated total 3 pages in logical memory of your system. See here. Okay. Assume that this is the logical memory. There are total 2 columns, logical address and logical memory. Logical address is generated by the CPU to the particular process, and logical memory basically means information that has stored in that particular process. Now see here. Suppose CPU want to execute the process P1, and P1 required the 12 KB memory for execution. So first CPU generate the logical address. So P1 required the 12 KB, means starting from 0 to 11, like 0, 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, then 8, 9, 10 and 11. See, there are 4 KB, means this is your first page, second page and third page. Got it? Now, suppose assume that in process P1 a particular data have stored like A, B, C, D, then E, F, G, H, then I, J, K, L. This data is stored in that particular process. So this is your first page, which is called as P0, then P1, then P2. See here, total 3 pages, and every page size is 4 KB each. So this is your 1 KB, 1, 1, 1, means total 4 KB. Similarly 4 KB and 4 KB. So process P1 required the 12 KB for execution. Got it? Now on the another side, physical memory. So physical memory means random access memory, RAM memory in your system, right? So there are total 2 columns, physical address and physical memory. So we are assuming that physical memory size is total 20 KB in your system. Got it? Now, as we discussed earlier, page size is exactly equal to frame size. So page size is 4 KB, right? So this physical memory again divided into the 4 KB each. Okay. So this is called as first frame, that is F0, F1, F2, F3 and F4. So there are total 5 frames from F0 to F4 and 4 KB each. Got it? So page size is exactly equal to frame size. Now we are assuming that frame 1 is already occupied, particular data already have stored there. Again F3, that is frame 3 is also already occupied, right? And now frame 0, frame 2 and frame 4. These are the free space in physical memory. Now see here. Suppose this is your first page data have stored into the frame 2, that is A, B, C and D. Okay. This is a non-contiguous memory. Your process P1 data is scattered everywhere, not stored continuously. Got it? Now next P1 page have stored into here E, F, G, H, right? Now page 2 stored in frame 0, Y, J, K and L. Clear? Means your process P1 divided into the pages, and this pages stored in physical memory in the form of frames in non-contiguous manner. The data scattered everywhere. Clear? Now in between that, page table. So page table is used for mapping purpose. They mapping your logical memory to physical memory, or we can say that they convert logical memory address to physical memory address. Now see here. Your first page is P0. P0 stored into the frame 2. So just mention here P0 stored into the frame 2. Now second page P1 stored into the F4, that is frame 4, and P2 page stored into the frame 0. Got it? So CPU just interact with the logical memory, but this data actually stored in physical memory. When CPU want to execute a particular program, so the particular program goes to the physical memory for execution purpose. Otherwise it's stored into the secondary memory. Got it? Now see. So you have to calculate the physical address from logical address. Now we are taking one example here. See. So CPU want to execute the J, this particular data. They want to print this data, for example. Now J, their logical address is 9. So CPU want to execute this particular data. Okay. Now the formula is C. Logical address equal to P by D. So P means pages. Okay. And the formula is L division P. So L means logical address. What is the logical address of J? 9. 9 divided by, and what is the size of page? That is page size is 4, right? So 9 divided by 4. Answer is 2. It means that J, this particular data stored in page 2. Got it? Now next. So this J data stored in page 2, and this page 2 stored in the frame 0. Now in frame 0 there are total 4 alphabets have stored, right? But CPU want to execute only J. Now the next formula is L mod P. So D means the offset address basically. Okay. So L mod P. So L means 9, mod means reminder. Okay. So 9 mod 4, and answer is 1, means physical address 1. See here, J is stored into the physical address 1. So in this way CPU execute a particular program. Suppose you have to perform C++ programming language and you have to execute the line number 10. So CPU interact with the logical memory, but this line number 10 actually stored into the physical memory for execution, right? And for this mapping purpose we are using the page table. Page table store the details like particular page stored in which frame for execution purpose. So this system is called as paging. Got it? Hope so you will understood this concept easily in simple manner. The next topic is structure of page table. As we discussed earlier on previous slide, page table is used for mapping purpose. They mapping logical memory with physical memory, or we can say they convert logical address into the physical address. See here, this is the actual structure of page table. See, frame number, present absent of particular page, protection, reference, caching and 30. So these all are called as bits. They store the information either 0 or 1 format. Now let's see in detail. The first column is called as frame number, means in which page stored in which frame in physical memory. So basically they mention the frame number, that is frame 1, 2, 3 in this way. Second one is a present absent, means valid page stored in physical memory or not. If valid page is present, mention 1, otherwise 0. Next one is a protection. Protection means there are multiple processes in operating system, right? So every process having the authority either perform read, write or execute on that particular memory. So this is called as protection. Read was indicated by the R, write was indicated by the W, and execute was indicated by the X. So read, write, execute. This is called as protection, or unauthorized users doesn't access that particular process. Now, next one is a reference. So basically reference means a particular page is recently used or not. So this reference bit generally used in page replacement algorithm. In our next section, we will discuss FIFO, LRU, this kind of page replacement algorithm. They use this kind of bit if the particular page is used, recently used or not. Next one is a caching. Caching means a particular page or process stored in cache memory or not. So if it is stored in caching, that mention yes, otherwise no. And the last one is a dirty bit. Dirty bit means it indicates that a particular page data is modified or not. If it is modified, mention 1. If it is not modified, mention 0. So this is the actual structure of page table that will be helpful in operating system to access stored data effectively and accurately. Now, again, one of the most important question, why paging is necessary? See, so paging basically remove the external fragmentation. As we discussed on last slide, they store data in non-contiguous manner, right? So they remove the problem of external fragmentation. Again, small pages fit into the small space, means they use a fixed size partition block concept. Again, non-contiguous memory also process can be stored in scattered frames. Fixed size page and frames it used by the operating system, and also multiple process can share RAM smoothly, because in operating system multiprocessing, multitasking, this kind of operations have performed. And sometimes what happen, multiple process share the common memory space, right? So to solve all these issues purpose, paging is necessary in operating system. They stored every data effectively without generating the external fragmentation. Now, as per your previous year question paper, they asked the question like explain paging with example. So here you have to explain some short theory or example that we have solved on the last slide. Next one is a write a short note on page table structure. So you have to draw the structure diagram and there some quick explanation. So prepare accordingly. So thank you. Let's meet in next session. In next session we will discuss about the segmentation with simplest example. So keep learning. Thank you.